Golden Age of Indian History. Why do we call it the Golden Age? It was called because it was a reign of cultural and scientific achievement. People enjoyed social, political, and economic prosperity. This period remarked the revival of Hinduism and Sanskrit literature. Hence, it is called the Golden Age of Indian history. Let us now have the look at development in this age. Science. An important contribution was made by the Gupta in the field of science. Astrology, astronomy and metallurgy, medicine was also very advanced. The two great astronomers and mathematicians of this period was Aryabhatta and Varahamihira. Aryabhatta said that the earth moves around the sun and at the same time it moves at its own axis. He wrote Aryabhatiam, in which he provided the solution to many mathematical problems. To honor this great man, the first Indian satellite is named after him. Varahamihira, the author of Brihad Samhita and Encyclopedia of Science. The numerous systems were very advanced at that time. Numerous were first developed and used by the Indians. The system was later adopted by the Arabs, who improved it further and passed it on to the European. Indian mathematicians also knew the use of zero and the decimal system. The science of metallurgy had reached at an advanced stage, which was evidence of iron pillar at Mehrori in Delhi. Till date, it had not rusted the spite of its exposure to sun and rain. The gold coin at the Gupta age were excellently designed. In the field of medicine too there were great progress. Dhansantri were the greatest physician at this time. Literally, science also developed. Number of hospitals were there for the treatment of common people. The physician Vanvat and Brahmagupta are the other gems of this era. Literature. The Gupta period are progress, both religious and non-religious literature. The Gupta king were patrons of Sanskrit literature. Some of the finest poems in drama were written in the Gupta period. Kalidas, the Shakespeare of India, lived during the reign of Chandragupta II. His famous book included Meghdutta, Raghuvansam, Ritu Sambhava, Kumar Sambhava. His placed Abhijanam Sakuntalam, Vikramor Vashyam and Malvik Agni Mitram are the gems of Sanskrit literature. The other eminent writer of this period included Sudraka, who wrote Mirch Pitika. Vishakha Datta wrote Mudraksha and Devi Chandraguptam. Panchatantram was a famous collection of the animal fables was written by Vishnu Sharma in this period. The Ramayana and the Mahabharata and the Purana were written in the final form during this period. The James also developed literature in Prakrit language. The Gupta period also saw the development of Sanskrit grammar. Panini and Patanjali are the famous grammarians Panini Astadhai is famous work on Sanskrit grammar. Amarshina wrote the famous Sanskrit dictionary Amarkosha. Art and architecture. Under the patronage of the Gupta paints, art and architecture flourished. Numerous temples were built with brick and stone and had beautiful roads. Initially the temples are small in size, but with the passage of time, large temple work constructed. The famous temple included Dasavatra at Devgarh near Jhansi, the temple of Vittargaon near Kanpur, and the temple at Sanchi. Buddhist art and architecture were also flourished during Golden Age. The most famous cave temple at Ajanta near Aurangabad. The gods of this cave are covered with painting which made using natural color. They among the finest painting with direct event related to the life of Buddha. They are the major tourist attraction even today. Many Buddhist monasteries were built during this period. Some of them were in caves which were cut down from hillside. Some of the beautiful stone sculptures have been found in this monastery. The seated Buddha at Sarnath and the standing image of Buddha kept at the Mathura Museum are among the best specimens and sculpture of this period. Many images of Mahavira have also been found at Mathura and Gorakhpur. We can conclude by saying that for roughly 100 years, India was asking in the glory of peace and prosperity. It developed and reached new heights in literature, mathematics, science, art, and architecture. Kings showed religious tolerance that results Jainism, Buddhism, and Hinduism flourished side by side. Thus, we see the invaluable contribution was made by the Gupta to a cultural heritage. Administration. The ruler of this period assumed high sound in title and performed Rasuya and Ashwamedha sacrifice to show their power. The structure of the administration of Gupta was like that of the Maurya. However, the Maurya administration was centralized, whereas Gupta rules. The governor of the provinces were powerful, and thus the administration was more decentralized. The kings was resisted by the council of ministers. The ministers were highly paid officials who often led the armies during war. In later period, they were granted land instead of cash salaries. This became the king's position as the officials started becoming powerful and tried to break away from the empire. The empire were divided into provinces called Uparika, which are generally under the princes. The provinces were divided into districts called Vanshya under Vashyapati. The large number of officers are mentioned in the literary work. Important past gradually become hereditary. An important person could hold more than one administrative or judicial post. In the village, the headman and village elder look after village administration. Agriculture was the chief source of state revenue. Hence, irrigation was given a lot of importance to increase revenue. Some rulers extended agriculture to wasteland by making grant to this land. Most of the rulers took steps to promote both inland and marine territory. Each city had a council which had a council president, chief fry, and representative from the guild of merchants and artisans. It is believed in the Gupta kingdom the officials had great power to make decisions locally. Economy. During the Gupta period, agriculture formed a significant part of the empire economy. However, the trade and commerce activity of the Gupta Empire grew spreadly. The merchant and other traders were organized into guilds. These guilds were given the concessions in the taxes that will liable to the paid by the government. The guilds play a chief role in the good industry and also help to further strengthen economically conditions of the empire. The guild had regulated their own law and all the member merchants unexpected to abide by a guild's laws. At the time of Gupta dynasty, rule king gave land grant to the Buddhist church. The church and the Sangha took up the role of the banka and provided monetary support or interest to those they need. During this period, money was less expensive as compared to the Maurya Empire. There were no fixed rate of interest since they were none prescribed by the government. However, the rate of interest could be more than the existing one. It was so great by both the parties involved. The easy accessibility of the money to those who need, and that too at the reasonable rate, was a positive fact which helped the economy of the Gupta Empire to progress. There were industrial development during the Gupta period. The textile industry was the essential industry of the empire. Some of the major items were produced included silk, muslin, calico, linen, wool and cotton. These goods were also exported. There were also flourishing industry of the Gupta Empire like ivory work, stone cutting and carving of stone like jasper, agate, pots, Calavian, etc. Metal work of precious metal are gold, silver, copper, iron, bronze, lead, etc. Pearl industry were also very popular. However, the most important industry was pottery. Trading activity within the empire were carried very smoothly. Animals are used for transporting goods from one place to another. Goods were also transported via sea route with the help of ship. The Gupta ruler issued a large number of gold coins. These gold coins were known as dinar. After the Saka, Satrapa kingdom of Gujarat was included. The Gupta rulers also issued silver coin. During the reign of Gupta dynasty, lead and rare copper coin were also issued. Gupta Empire carried trade to China, Ceylon and other European countries. After around 550 AD, trading activities with the Roman Empire were relaxed. The Gupta imported Chinese silk and ivory from East Africa. During this time, Southeast Asia became the center trade of the Gupta Empire. Now your chapter is completed. So you have to read thoroughly and complete your answer question. Those having any doubt, please send me your question in WhatsApp group. Thank you.